Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. My name is Courtney. It's almost 10 o'clock in the morning right now, and I was thinking it's October 10th, and how many books have I checked off this month? Zero. Literally freaking zero. I don't know how this has happened to me. I'm feeling very devastated. I just have some iced coffee in my mug. Let me turn it around, hold on. Morning pumpkin. That's literally so cute, and if you think otherwise, you're just wrong. But back to the crisis at hand. We haven't finished any books in October. I don't know how this has happened to me, but it is bothering me. This is what I'm blaming it on, okay? So at the very end of September, I finished Divine Rivals, and I really loved that book. The whole time I was reading that book, I just had a strange feeling that I was going to go into a slump after that, because what do you mean I can't read the second book right now? What do you mean it doesn't come out until December? Rebecca, let me know. But to say that I was devastated is an understatement. I did not want to read anything else. I just wanted to read the second book of Divine Rivals. And this was a book that I kind of had to sit with for a little bit anyways. I already knew that, and my rating just kept getting higher and higher. This ending of the book literally has been keeping me up at night, and it's still been keeping me up at night. How am I supposed to move on to a different world? I don't know. I did start another book though. I had started A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. I randomly saw this at Walmart and thought that it looked really interesting. After I bought the book, I realized that it was on Kindle Unlimited, so kind of wasted some money there, but I guess it's okay because the cover is super pretty. Maybe I should get the actual paperback. Hold on real quick. BRB. Alrighty, so this is the cover, A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime by Monica Murphy. I love all of the little kisses on the front, and I always do like a black cover also. So I have been reading on my Kindle since it's on Kindle Unlimited. I just didn't really want to hold that book, and it's also just hard to read in bed at night, especially with my husband in there. Like, I don't want to keep him awake with my bright reading light, so it's just kind of easier to read on my Kindle in that way. Just from what I've read so far, a really rundown explanation of what A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime is about. It seems to just be a prep school novel. Good girl, really innocent, bad boy wants to corrupt her, and he does. That's basically what I'm getting. But when you look up the little aesthetic videos on TikTok and stuff with this book, it just is giving everything. So I thought that I would really enjoy it, but it's just been kind of slow starting out. I'm 30% through. I'm on page 160, so I'm really thinking that I'm just gonna grind this out just to see how it ends, where we go from here, because they haven't even like gotten together yet, and we're 30% in. I mean, maybe I'm just being impatient. So all of this rambling, and I didn't even say what I'm going to be doing in this video. So this reading vlog is going to be getting out of a reading slump. I haven't picked up A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime in probably 5 days. So not only did I sit with Divine Rivals for like a week, I also haven't picked up the book that I started reading after that in 5 days. So I'm just feeling very behind on like my October TBR and just everything like that. I want to get some freaking books read. I usually try to read 6 to 8 books in a month, so being like almost 2 weeks in is not sitting right with me to have 0 books read. And I do have a lot of exciting ones on my October TBR, so we don't have a shortage of options. So I'm gonna start reading this. Hopefully we can finish it today. That would be very ideal. It's super easy to read on the Kindle too, so like I have faith in myself. And I also think that I'm gonna read outside because the weather's been nice and cozy. Fall is definitely here, and I love reading outside. So let's see what we can get done. Reading update. Okay, it really hasn't been that long. I'm only on 34% now, and I think that I started on 30%, but things are starting to get heated. The characters are starting to get involved with one another romantically, and this is what I've been waiting for. So I think that everything really should pick up from here. Right now I have to go do a work meeting, and then I will read some more when I go on lunch. Good morning, everyone. It is a brand new day, and as you saw last night, I did end up finishing A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, which I really was grinding to finish that book. I know that it was only like 12:30 or whatever, but I never, ever stay up that late, and I was drinking all of the caffeine that I could to keep me awake because I just really wanted to start reading some different books today. Ultimately, I ended up giving A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime 3.5 stars. I won't go too in depth here, but it just focused a lot on like the spice, and I don't know, parts of it felt really weird to me, and also it took me a while to read it. I did like the prep school aspect, but that was really about it. Now I'm just getting dressed for the day. I'm not really doing too much. I'm not leaving home. I work from home, so I don't really have to get all that dressed up if I don't have actual meetings. So this is definitely one of those cozy days. Just having the one book checked off for the month has already made me feel like a little bit better. I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily out of my slump though, because I don't know what I'm gonna read. Like, nothing's really pulling me towards it to read. It kind of is one of those moments where I feel like I'm making myself read, but it just be like that sometimes. I have been reading a whole lot of romance books though. I'm trying to think. Yeah, because I literally read The Bodyguard, and then I read The 7-Year Slip, and then I read Divine Rivals, and then I read A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime. So, I mean, I guess Divine Rivals kind of has that, like, you know, fantasy aspect to it, but it really wasn't, like, that much fantasy. So, maybe I should get into some fantasy books or some thriller books. I do love me a good thriller. Anyways, let's go see what book we're going to start next. This book is already intriguing me so much. I just got to part 2, which I think is exactly 100 pages in. So this is 100 pages in. I'm on part 2, and basically in this book there is a girl named Pip who is doing a senior capstone project. I've heard of other schools doing this. My school never did this, but you basically just do like a thesis, something that you research, and it's just like your whole final project for senior year to graduate, whatever. Pip decides to do her final project on a closed murder case that happened 5 years prior to when she is doing this project. The case involved 2 high school seniors that also went to school where she now is a senior at, that being Sal and Andy. They were a couple. Andy's body was never found, but they deemed her a deceased person and basically just said that her boyfriend Sal was the one who murdered her, kind of just giving off of the evidence that they did have and some things that happened with Sal after Andy had went missing. So they never really like cared to look into if Sal actually was the person. They just kind of assumed. So for all that anyone knows and what Pip is thinking, there still could be a murderer out there living amongst us in our hometown. So she decides to look into it, and all that I've read so far is her interviewing a few people. She's kind of formed this relationship with Ravi, which is Sal's younger brother. So I think that he's going to be able to contribute some really good things to her project and really help her with solving this case. It's really interesting to see Pip form her theories and everything like that. So I think that I'm really going to enjoy this book. I'm glad that I decided to start this one next. And I should be able to read a good bit more of this tonight, but I'm not sure if I'll necessarily finish it. I'm just really tired today, and it's kind of a little bit of a dreary day. I kind of just want to have a TLC night, cook some dinner, watch a show, and then maybe read some more of my book. I did not see this coming, like, at freaking all. Okay, what the heck? Oh my goodness. So just my raw reaction is that I was not expecting it to end that way. That inkling that I had earlier, that was correct. It was like a little bit of the story, but it wasn't the actual thing. And I never would have guessed who actually killed Andy, like, in a million years. And I think it's just so interesting because the entire time that you're reading the story, you have this whole suspects list, and it's almost like I could picture all of them doing it except for this person. So it's interesting that that's who it ended up being. I guess that's what makes a really good mystery, because I'm shocked right now. Now I'm super excited for it to be made into a show. I can just perfectly see how this will be made into a show, so I can't wait to watch this when it finally comes out. I need to look up and see, like, where it's even airing, who's making it, all of that. I guess I'll just say last reactions right now, last thoughts and feelings, is that this was a really good book, and I'm really glad that I read it. I cannot believe the way that this ended, though. I think that I'm gonna rate this 4 stars. It might be a little bit more than a 4 star, maybe a 4.5, but I don't know, I'll have to sit with it. But that's definitely what I think I'm gonna rate it for right now, is 4 stars. I think that's what we're gonna do. I'm kind of actually really excited to read this. Wildfire is about these 2 people who have, like, a one-night stand, from what I've gathered, and they don't know that they're about to be, like, summer counselors working alongside one another the entire summer. Stop the dedication for younger me who wanted to be his first choice. And it has a playlist. I literally love when there is a playlist for a book. I know that the girlies got me. I'm gonna search it on Spotify and it's already gonna be there for me. Y'all are doing God's work, truly. Okay, so let's just do that. Let's read Wildfire by Hannah Grace. Hello everyone, long time no talk, so let's just take a step back. This video initially was supposed to be getting me out of a slump, but I think that all of October's been a slump. Something about this reading month has just felt like bleh, like I don't know how else to describe it. Nothing has hit. Just as a recap, I think that we've read 3 books in October right now. So we read A Million Kisses in Your Lifetime, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and then Wildfire. I think that those are the only 3 books that we've read so far, which they all were good books. They just didn't hit that hard. But it's made me decide that I need to just turn this into an October reading vlog because I haven't even read that much. Today is the 26th, so there's only like, a week? Not even a full week left of October. So we're just gonna see what else I read this month. But this is definitely like a flop month in my opinion, just because I had so high of expectations. And it's just like, for what, you know? Anyways, I finished Wildfire by Hannah Grace. I don't even think that I've talked about that with y'all. I started reading that book right after I finished A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, and I really liked it. I really liked Icebreaker, so I had a feeling that I was going to like Wildfire, but I don't think that I liked Wildfire as much as I liked Icebreaker. I think there was more like found family in Icebreaker that really made the story feel real.
In Wildfire, it was just like any other romance, really. You didn't have like the whole hockey team around them the whole time, and that was something that I did like in Icebreaker. A lot of the characters added just like a little something, you know, in Icebreaker, and I don't think that we got that much of other characters in Wildfire. I read this book really spaced out, like probably over a week, because when I left on the trip to Charleston, I just didn't really read a whole lot there. I mean, I read a few pages here and there, but I just wasn't sitting down and reading, you know what I mean? And I ended up rating that book 3 stars. I mean, it still was a really good book. I just wasn't that invested, and I don't think that I'll think about it that much afterwards, you know? Still a really good book though. I recommend reading it. If you read Icebreaker, it's definitely a fun little story. I do have plans today, so I don't know if I'm going to read anything more today or not. I just kind of wanted to give an update since I haven't talked to the vlog or anything since like 2 weeks ago. That's my B, y'all. But yeah, right now we're reading Spells for Lost Things, and I'll let you know if anything changes. I'm pretty sure that we just got the description of the main character in this book, and if we did, I'm already in love, so that's great. It's literally so dark, so if you can't see me, I'm doing my best. I'm literally using a reading light, a book light, so that I can try and make this video not as dark, but I wanted to do a reading update. I started reading Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren today, and I am really liking this book. I am devouring it. I've only been reading it for like maybe an hour, and I'm on page 89 right now, so I think that I'm doing pretty good. I'm really enjoying the characters. We have Macy and Elliot. Basically, Macy and Elliot are like childhood sweethearts, but they don't talk for like a decade, 11 years, and then they randomly run into one another, and it kind of just sparks this whole thing. There's clearly still feelings there on both ends, but Macy is getting married, so who knows what's going to happen, but I already shipped them together. Elliot is like so, he's just, I already know that I'm going to be in love with this man. He is my new book boyfriend. I already know this. From the moment that they were describing Elliot at the beginning, before we even knew that that's who it was, I was like, who is this man? Like, my jaw is on the floor. Yeah, I'm really already having that giddy feeling of like, I don't even want to jinx it. I'm not going to say it yet, but if you know, you know, and I'm just excited because I've been in a slump for so freaking long. Like, I needed something to get me out of this, and this book's been on my TBR for a while, so I'm excited that I'm finally reading it, and all that I want to do is just keep reading it, so that's what I'm going to do, and I will just let you know what I think of it going forward. Okay, I thought it would be a good time to do a reading update. I'm on page 293, so I'm only got like 100 pages left. This book is definitely leaning towards a 5-star. I am literally obsessed with Elliot. Are you freaking kidding me? That man, oh my god. If I was Macy, I would be breaking up with my fiance too. The chemistry between these two characters is literally undeniable, and seeing them fall in love literally from the time of being preteen and still being in love as an adult, this story is so freaking good. It doesn't even feel like a story. Like, these feel like real people. I just got to the part where Macy and Elliot are having Thanksgiving together, and there's some admissions that are told, and I think that we're about to get into the nitty-gritty what happened in the past that has kind of led them to not talk for all of these years. So I thought that would be a good time to stop. I'm going to do a few things right now, and then I'm going to sit down and read the last 100 pages of this book. I just thought that I needed to like mentally prepare, because I really don't know like what direction this book might go in. Like, I don't know how it's going to end. I know how I want it to end. Are you kidding? I've been shipping them together since like the first 20 pages. And if they don't end up together, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm going to go do a few things, maybe have a snack or something, and then we are going to finish this book. And I don't know how I'm going to feel. Hello and happy Halloween, everyone. Today is Tuesday, October 31st, so it is Halloween. This used to be my favorite holiday as a kid, and I guess it kind of still is, but I just never really celebrate it anymore. But this year we are celebrating it by reading The Ex-Hex by Erin Sterling. I started this book, but not really. I'm on page 4 last night, and I'm pretty sure this is literally still like the prologue. Yes, I'm still on the prologue, and then it jumps to 9 years later, but I'm going to be spending my day today reading this book, at least the rest of my day. It's like 3 o'clock at this point. But I just had a lot of work to do earlier, and I'm kind of just now getting a point to kind of start winding my day down a little bit. I have me here a blueberry Alani to kind of pick me up for today, because I have a lot that I want to do tonight for Halloween. I wanted to watch the Scream movie, and then I wanted to read this book. So I guess it's really not that a lot actually, but you know. Since today is the last day of October, this is going to be the last book that I read in this reading vlog, and this was my first full reading vlog, so round of applause for that. I'm definitely excited to film more in the future. Last night I finished reading Love and Other Words, and I genuinely think that that might be my favorite romance book of all time, but I'm literally still geeked out over Elliot. He just was so, if you know, you know. I think it goes without saying that I rated Love and Other Words 5 stars, because how could I not? And I'm kind of glad that I'm reading The Ex-Hex after that, because this is just like, you know, obviously it's just like spooky vibe type book. It's nothing too serious, because I don't think that I could read another romance or just anything else right now without getting in a serious book hangover. That book literally just got me out of a slump, so I don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back to that dark place. So we're just going to keep it moving. I probably will end the vlog after this video, so I just want to say thank you all so much for watching if you watched this video, and let's get into the Ex-Hex.